Okay. Um.
Good morning, Gerry.
Yeah. Morning. Ah. Well.
How are you doing?
Fine. 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 I'm surviving. Cold, but surviving.
That's good. That's cool. I kind of go through your tweets. I've seen that you are more of you like strategy a lot.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Why? Why? It's like strategy, brand building. You even said performance mass. I don't want performance marketing.
Okay. So here's the thing. Yeah. I think I used to be really good at performance marketing, at least for meta advertising. I'm still very good at it. To be fair, I
Mm-hmm.
just don't like doing it for people. Right? If it's part of my strategy, yes, I can execute it for you. But give me a performance marketing role, no, I'm not going to like it because I like to own the whole process. Like I like to be the one to tell. I want to know that this creative, this is what is going for. This line of action or this entire uh, tactic you want to use. Let's say you want to build a website for lead generation, and then all of those people that come and click on the lead, you're serving them ads for this. There'll be a pixel added to that website and everything. I want to be the one to build out all of that, right? I can come in here and do the pixel building and the whole performance marketing for you, but I want to be there from the start till the end. So it's not as if I don't rate performance marketing. It's just
Mm-hmm.
I like to see the whole process. I want to build out the whole process. Hence why I now like strategy more than performance marketing.
I agree with you because I'm actually got a kind of gig right now that I'm working on, but it's about actually came in as performance marketer to just run the ads, but I'm doing the copywriting, writing the landing page, writing the scripts for the video and all of that. I think it's true. I enjoy that part more than when I go set up the ads
I mean,
and
setting up ads these days, at this point, at this point, I
it's just
personally feel that
mm,
part of marketing should now be completely automated. Like if AI is to come in and disrupt a part of marketing, it should be performance
yes,
marketing that it should fix. Because tell me why TikTok knows my algorithm. They know me
yes.
on the platform
Mm-hmm.
better than anyone else. Because I know very well for a fact that my TikTok algorithm and my Instagram algorithm are completely different. So the ads that should be served to me, TikTok knows me best. So a performance marketer should have like a bucket of audiences that the AI would then filter out to get specific people for them or to reach to whatever targets they're looking at. So I think that part of marketing should be completely automated today because hey, nobody knows us better than data that we're working with. And who what else can filter out data the best if not AI?
Yeah, and I think they are going there. I think they are going there with the different kind of ad system they are bringing on from advantage, ASC,
Yeah, Advantage
performance.
Plus.
See, those are just automated, right?
I mean, Advantage Plus was horrible when it came out, but I've not
Yeah,
run any ad recently in like the last 2 to 3 months. But I
it's doing
think
so
from
well now.
people's reviews, I think it has gotten better. And
So
I still
well,
get
so
like a lot
well.
of updates when they are releasing new features on it. Like I think it's getting significantly better. Like maybe by this time next year, many performance marketers might not be building out. They might just be taking their what they call it now, audience profiles, uploading their audience profiles, and then Meta would look for people that fit that audience profile. Maybe give each individual on the platform a rating
Mm-hmm.
as to how they fit that profile, right? And then the more you pay for your ad, the better rated audience you get to fit that your audience profile. And that might be the future of performance marketing, at least social media marketing for ads.
Abi, very possible. It's possible that when it comes to e-commerce side of things, you just be asked to upload the pictures of your products.
Yeah, there's that as well, and then give a better product description.
Better product description, better
Sure, so why don't we
videos.
even have that option in on Meta, for example? Because
For example,
I know myself if I'm going to buy something on Instagram and I'm looking for an Instagram vendor, I'm most likely to search for that particular thing I'm looking for on Instagram to find out who are the vendors selling this. If I'm going to buy a new phone now or Say my iPad screen is broken, I need someone that can fix my iPad. I'm going to search iPad first and foremost on Instagram. So why don't we have a feature an ad set or an ad setting that allows us to upload product descriptions and then matches people that are looking for that very product description to our ads?
Mm-hmm.
To me, I think that makes too much more
I
sense.
think later we get there, because for now, if you're trying to set up ads and you upload your after you have uploaded your let's say you are using images, you've uploaded your product images or flyers. Meta has a particular section that says you should automate. They will now auto generate some designs for you. They will ask you
So
if
that's
you
the
actually
thing.
want. Yeah, that do you want to use it? Then if you actually sometimes it looks so good, I will say use it. Sometimes they will not look so good. So I think they are planning, they are trying to testing some things in the back end.
Oh no, they really should get there because they've been in this business for almost no, no, they've been in this business for almost what, well over
Mm,
15 years.
yeah.
Till today, I cannot put in. If anything, I should be able to put in my product description, right, or my service description, and I should have a running ad or a set of ads running constantly that just funnel people that are looking for that description into my
Mm-hmm.
what do you call it, my ad funnel.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's why it's performance marketing will not drive out that marketing genius in you. Maybe that's why you're
No, hopefully it does it.
okay. So what's marketing strategy to you? How do you build your strategy? What do you look out for?
Hmm, interesting question. So the thing about marketing strategies specifically is that it's about taking outside perspectives on your product and then turning it into a way to get users for that product. What conversations are happening in the real world, right, or in the digital world, but like outside of your product, independent from your product, what conversations are happening with your audience or with people, and how can you take that conversation and then bring it into engagement for your product or with your product, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where I'm looking at it these days because my view on what the strategy is will change at least every 6 months or every 3 months, to be fair. It depends on what I'm currently consuming. So right now I'm consuming a lot of media around selling physical products. I'm rereading breakthrough advertising. So like some of the things that they've mentioned there for the creative process of making an ad is around is basically drumming up belief, highlighting intention, and then I focus on the last thing, but like three very important things to building an app. But the core thing there is really belief. How do you make your product the sole result of the belief for a particular idea? Your audience believes in something, right? How can you put your product in that space that your product is the thing they can use to get to that thing they believe in, right? So that your strategy now is around building world building basically. So how do you now build a brand around a particular belief and get the audience that believes in that thing to get to it? So take for example, Dr. Squash. Is it Dr. Squash? Or Sasquatch? Of course, this brand that has this babe as their brand mascot. Um, let me just Google it so I
Check
can be
it.
very, very sure.
Yeah, yeah. Google it. It's fine.
Yeah, they have Sydney Sweeney as their Dr. Scotch. They have Sydney Sweeney as their brand ambassador, at least one of their brand ambassadors. She's the biggest one, undeniable. Anyway, so what did one of their guys do? They decided to make um soap out of her bathwater from one of their commercials that they ran with her, right? The logic behind that there is brand building 101, or rather world building for your brand. Sydney Sweeney is the center of your brand, right? She's your brand ambassador. Everything you're doing basically has to revolve around her. You know that your audience is men, right? What's the best way to get men extremely engaged in your products? Sex. But you can't sell sex because you are a health and wellness product. well, technically a health and wellness product, cosmetic products basically. You do soaps, what they call it, grooming, personal care, hygiene, and all of that, right? You do cosmetics, so you cannot explicitly sell sex, right? But you have a very, very attractive brand ambassador. So what do? You lean off of previous conversations that have happened in the past. There was a time when OnlyFans babes were selling bathwater, and it became a trend. Like it became a running joke, to be fair, at some point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
take that conversation. Don't make it real, but just take that conversation and then apply it to your what they call it, your brand ambassador. You basically now built a brand, a world around that brand ambassador. People want to associate themselves with your brand and her, rather with her via your brand. So now you've made a product that can just connect that, make that connection for you. So basically, you've turned a belief into, you've used market a strategy to create a channel to a belief. Do you get? Like to me,
Yeah.
right now, that is what the strategy is.
Strategy
What
is.
building for a brand?
People when people see this advertising, when people see ads, and they are very creative, they always be like, these people thinking, these people thinking. So like, these people can think, they have a very creative mind. But me, I believe there's a formula to it. Is there a
Oh
formula to
yes,
it?
yes. I won't say there's a formula to thinking, but like yes, there's a formula. There's a way to approach things, and it's basically built off of how other people have done it. So one thing that really keeps marketing alive that people underestimate is case studies. So if people have thought about something and executed that thing and it works or it failed, well, they sure did it. How can you, building a completely different thing, learn from that thing they've done and then apply to what you have and then run with it? Most of the trends we have today are very, very old trends that are just restarting themselves. Take for example, Rode, the makeup, what they call it, the makeup brand, right? That just sold for like what $2 billion to a bigger company. Um, One of the things they really like to do is attaching their products to food. So they're about to do. I think they've already dropped it. They've dropped something for the summer, a new lineup for the summer, and it's all lemon. And how did they advertise it? They used like the literal lemon, different products of lemon, and then color for lemons to launch it. So everyone is looking at summer, thinking of lemonade, thinking of their products as well. So they've associated themselves with food. However, it might look like a new thing that they are doing, but sensory marketing is very, very old. In fact, that same playbook has happened in I think 40s or 50s with a completely now defunct brand, but like a completely different product that was associating a woman's sexiness to food, and it sold well for them. Like it helped their entire brand come. So lifting that and bringing it today to a completely different, not really completely different brand, but like same audience, same tactic, but just a completely different approach. And now very, very visual because we are in a very visual world, right? Compared to then when it just had to be on print and on TV and
Yeah.
possibly on radio if it was easy to execute, right? But in this case, now you're bringing it to socials, you're bringing it to digital content, you're bringing it to um what's the word again? Digital art. You're bringing that same content to a different world. So it's taking case studies are very, very helpful for building marketing strategies, right? People might have executed things, be it actual campaigns or mock-up campaigns, and then you can connect that to what you're currently building, and then you can execute it properly, right? I think another good way to put it is formulas exist, but they are not hardcore formulas. They are not set in stone. You must do this. Rules in market. I keep telling people that rules in marketing exist, but it's up to you to break it. If you can
Yeah.
break it right, fine. You've made a new
Mhm.
rule. But it's really just up to you to break it. And then again, there's a thing where everybody tends to want in marketing. What works is setting new barriers, or rather setting new levels, creating new steps ahead. Whatever is the normal, what's the next normal, right? And
Mm.
that's what helps us in the entire field globally. People are constantly trying to push whatever the barrier is, to get to a new what do you call it, a new level of creativity. So yeah, so there's no formula,
Mm.
but whatever the existing formula is, look for how to break it. Whatever is, oh, if everyone keeps on saying this is how to do this, how to do this, how to do it, that thing is what everybody is doing. That means that thing is
Mm-hmm.
mediocre. So what is the
Yeah.
next best thing you can do? Everybody is running ads on um what do you call it, on TikTok, right? Or on Instagram. They're all using vertical video, right? Did you know that if you don't use audio in your ad or in your creative organic content, you're most likely to
Yes.
do 10 times better than if you have actual voice or sounds in it?
Ye-
Because it will detect it as English and then only serve it to English speaking audiences. But if you don't have sound in it, right, it will send it to all audiences if it's actually very good content. It will send it to all audiences. So there's this current ad that is going on here in the UK by Magnum. Magnum is an ice cream brand, and they are doing sensory marketing 101 ASMR content. All you see is someone unwrapping it. You hear the sound of the wrap. You hear them when they are biting into it, and that's the end of the ad. It's like 15 seconds or 10 seconds. And every time I've come across someone and asked them
mm,
about it, they want to either go and try Magnum because they see someone eating it and they didn't hear the sound. They just heard the sound of the thing crunching, and then because it's ice cream, it's not supposed to be that hard at the surface, but like it is for
mm,
them. So instead of telling people that, oh, go and buy Magnum because it's summer, it's hot, or run an ad around it's being summer and you should go and cool down and all of that, they just did ASMR content. That sensory marketing 101, and it worked for them. So they've pushed that envelope now, and most likely other brands are going to copy the same thing moving forward. I see a shaving brand just having the sound of a razor going around someone's head, and then for like Manscaped, for example, that could be something they would do and it would work for them, right? It's the same playbook but different approach or in a different setting. And then after 6 or 7 months of that being the standard, someone else is going to bring something different in another 6 or 7 months. So just pushing the envelope consistently, but taking what is working today for everyone, whether in your field or in a different field, whatever is working, whatever the level of creativity is now, and then looking for a new way to define that is pretty much what like strategy would be. So there's no formula again. It's just
mm.
how do you reinvent the wheel consistently and
Incredible.
constantly.
Interesting perspective. Yes, I was just thinking like, this creativity thing. The same way we've read copywriting books and we've gotten like, how to do that. The copywriting style,
Yeah.
that formula they always talk about. And all. So that's what I was thinking about. So let's go to brand building. Strategy and brand building. When does brand building start for a business? When does it start?
Honestly, I think it's when you're building your product. When the idea for the product comes, is where brand building starts.
People always say that you should. How will I explain this thing? Let's use human being as a product now. You are starting a career, and people always ask you to chase depth, go for substance, do those courses, do those replication. Then, when it's time, you start building your personal brand.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking the question that when does branding start? When does it start? Should
And
it start the
again,
same time the business starts, or
it
you should
starts the
wait
same time the
till?
business starts. The exact same time the business starts is when it starts. Is when branding starts. Because branding is basically world building for your product. Look at how the Marvel universe has turned the entire Marvel franchise into one massive universe where everything is connected. That's brand building. The take best case study now we're going to use for this conversation is, oh, the guys that you can use WhatsApp to do your transfers and everything. You've heard about Owo, right?
Yeah, I've heard of.
On Owo's current website, because the founder did mention that they're about to rebrand and everything. But their current website, the first story there is how he had another startup called Momo, probably Mono, probably Momo, I
Mm,
forgot it. But one of those things, I think there's an N or an M somewhere. So the very first time that they raised funding, they raised $50 million from a WhatsApp conversation for his other startup. He had been he just made mention of him always moving away from WhatsApp where his conversations are happening to do financial stuff and then going back to WhatsApp to verify that financial thing he has done. Basically, somebody sends your account number, you take it there, you then come back and send the person the screenshot of the transfer successful kidney, and then you follow up with the person. How far have you received? Have you not received it? All of that, right? Him talking about that idea to the engineer that's going to build it for him is brand building. You need to convey to that person that, oh, this thing I want to build, this is what it is, and this is why I think it makes sense. That person that's going to build it for you has to be convinced that, okay, I think I'm into this thing you're building. The next time you're going to hire somebody from marketing, you have to convince the person that the thing you're building is big. That's why brand build. That's why nowadays everybody's going back to founder-led marketing. I'm confused because that's where it's supposed to start from. If you that is building the product is not convinced that this is a great product to build and you're building a world around that product, then you're not building anything big yet. So brand building starts from the day the product was conceived. That's brand building.
That's when you start shaping it.
That's
I
when
want it to be seen as this. I want it to be seen as that.
exactly.
So, what is a brand? Is it the colors? Is it the logos?
No, we already know that that's not a brand. No. You already know that that's not a brand. We already know that's not a brand. I think my own definition. I've read so many definitions of brand build, of what a brand is. To me, what I have accepted as a brand is the personality or identity we've given to something. When you hear a product or when you hear a brand name or when you hear the name of, what do you think about when you hear something? Right. So like you hear Whiskey, what do you think about when you hear Whiskey? Because you don't hear Whiskey songs when you hear Whiskey.
Yeah.
You don't think about a Whiskey song.
You see something. You see a personality.
That is the brand. Because Whiskey is not like Whiskey is a brand name.
Yeah,
it's a whole legal copywriting and trademarking and all of that. So that's a brand. You hear Whiskey, what comes to your mind when you hear Whiskey? So all of the things that have been built around him by his several teams in the last, I think it's almost 20 years he has been. Yeah, it's almost well over 10 years he has been in the music business.
Wow.
All of the things that his team has built for him from when he was in E-Money till today, all of that constitutes of brand building for the Whiskey brand. What has become that identity?
He said it. He said one in an interview that if he knows the kind of brand he wants to build, and that's why he doesn't take some kind of deals.
Exactly.
Okay. Kind of personality you've built over time for your products, for yourself.
Specific products.
Interesting way to look at brand actually. What's now the connection between strategy and branding? When you are doing your strategy, do you consider the brand while doing it?
I mean, yeah, you have to. Like I said, strategy is building a universe or building a world for your brand, right? For an audience to connect. So you need to take all of these. Strategy is where you now take, okay, this is what the brand is, right? How do I now build a world around it that my audience can relate to and then buy into that product and put their money there? Because again, I know there's this conversation around how sales is the most important part of a company, one thing. But like before,
I'll still go there.
Before sales will go out and pitch what the thing they are selling is, when they hear the name of your brand or when they see, oh, somebody from this brand is coming, what's the perception that person gets? So that is the work.
Marketing has shaped that already.
Exactly. So I went back to it's a person. Like marketing is the personality of a particular product or object that will be ascribed to it. And again, sometimes just like normal people, no matter how strong your strategy is, there's always the odd chance that you might not decide what your brand is. Other people will decide what your brand is for you.
Correct. That part is there. when it go when whatever you are building is out there, human beings just do whatever they want to do. They'll,
Exactly.
they'll just do whatever they. I was reading recently that OnlyFans is actually meant to be for creators that has fans. Yeah, a
I mean,
creator.
well,
I was shocked that it's not something.
I mean, one thing about product building is you can decide what your product is. When it gets into the hands of users, they will decide what they want to use it for you. That's just it. You know what you're building, you know how it wants to be. By the time you now engage with the users of the product, they will be the ones to define how they want to use it. And you can't tell them, oh, by the time they set in stone that okay, this is what we've decided this particular app or product is for, you can't tell them not to use it for anything. Some people will use it for that thing you want, but they'll be the minority. So eventually your products will find
It is
it's
taking
true
live.
calling.
In the hand of the user, they will
Exactly.
decide. Let's talk about your baby in Nigerian stock. I remember now.
Oh,
How is it going?
NGX.
Yes. How are people engaging with it?
Well, very, very positively. That's what I would say. Very, very positively. Um, to be fair, I'm not the 100% owner of Nigerian stocks. I co-own it with a friend, Dami. Um, to be fair, it's an idea that I had in 2024, 23, 24. And Dami was the first person that liked it when I first got the idea. We already had like a small community on WhatsApp of like plus or minus 15 people at the time. But we didn't intend to develop it further or say anything deep about it. Until it was until this year. In fact, it was Dami that opened the Twitter account and they sent it to me and said, This is the thing I'm building now. So are you going to be a part of it or not? Like, hey, no problem. So the group chat we had, switched it up, changed the branding for everything, built out the website. I'm very surprised we were able to get nigerianstocks.com. And so yeah, very powerful. Now that's a very powerful domain, but we own
Yes.
it. And yeah, we have 9,000 plus people following us. We started this account in January, started posting in February, and we have 9,000 followers. We are, well, let me not announce it yet, but like, we have a partner, even though it's not the way we want it, but
Which is
hey, product
interesting.
that it started from zero has generated
Mm-hmm.
well over
And
six figures.
it's not a product. It's not a product that is entertaining, so to speak.
Yes,
That's
exactly. It's not
um,
entertaining. So
mm,
to be fair, there is one thing I know that I believe very strongly in my strategy, right? But like I also believe very strongly in how luck plays a part in any marketing endeavor. Because really, what really are we doing too differently from a lot of people? Yes, our creatives are like significantly better than what is out there as it stands.
yes.
Our content is very, very good content, no doubt about that. But I've seen people that do like slightly better work, like more engaging work than us, right? And they don't get half of the audience that we get. Take for
Half
example,
of the
Nigerian stock
engagement.
bubble. Sometimes we may not post for like 2, 3 days. We may not really post any. There's what to post, but we are too busy or we have
Mm,
ignored it. And we may not post for like 2, 3 days, right? I mean, we only have 187 posts in 8 months. Sorry, in 6 months. Says a lot. Then you go
just
over to Nigerian stock bubbles, for example, and beautiful content. Like they have their own websites that basically um, gives the most visual representation of what the Nigerian stock market looks like right now. And they have like 3,000 followers. They just crossed 3,000 followers. On average, you have like 10,000 views on everything we post, anything we post on average. They get like a quarter of that. The average reach is like a quarter of that. So there's luck into what we do, and that luck came from one post. It was a very good post we made. Our creatives are Dami he's a very great designer. I'm not even going to lie to you.
wow.
Uh, so Dami made a particular post one time in like March, I think. The person that quoted it got like 500,000 impressions on that post. He doesn't have up to 500 followers. At the time, he did not have up to 500 followers. So,
Interesting.
like, to us, the math did not
From
make sense.
like from where? How is this
Exactly, like
happening?
the math did not make sense for us. And that was where we got like the first 2 to 3 thousand followers that we got from that single tweet, 2 to 3 thousand followers. Then from
I
then,
remember
every
that
other
tweet.
post,
That creative was just so good. I think it was a brick something. It's a sugar something. Yeah,
yeah,
around
Dangote
sugar.
sugar, then use ants to show the problems for Dangote. So yeah, I don't think we've made any creative that powerful since then. No, no, we haven't made any creative
Wow.
that powerful since
I
then.
saw I saw the bread creative now. That
Oh,
one
yeah,
was so
that,
good.
that
So,
was
so
good. That was good. That was
yeah,
good. Like to
it
me, that
just
Dangote creative is still up there.
nah. It's top. It's top. It's top top.
Yeah. So like the luck then is in that particular creative blowing up the way it blew up, and then from there it has just been every post we do like 50 to 100 followers on every post. Then from there, it's just been great so far, to be fair. And again, it's not the first time that it's happening. So before we even started the show, or rather started the page, there are
Yeah.
certain conversations I would have with Dami on the timeline, and then it becomes a headline in Nairametrics the next day. It happened like two, three
Hmm.
times. It's really not the first time. So we know that okay, the things we see, they are valuable stuff. So that we sort of have confidence in whatever we post. We don't we don't have KPIs for what we are posting
Interesting.
at the moment, right?
Hmm.
But like we do know that what we are talking about to the people in that community, it makes so much sense for them.
So I was saying, I know some people would have listened to people. Some people would have checked what you are building on NGS and say, "Oh, really? This is great. This is so great. Let me go all out for what I'm building too." Thanks for inspiring people. Let's talk about books, marketing books, man. You,
Books.
yeah. Why are you reading books? Why?
Because
Why? Let me start from there. Why are you?
well, on one hand, one, I'm currently doing my masters, right? And I have to read for the masters. But at the same time, I've just come to accept that courses are not the way for me.
Hmm.
I don't.
Why do you say so? Wow. Because I was like, this guy is more. You tweet about the books you've read about certain marketing topics and all. But me, I've read a lot of books. I've read about, let me say, 100 books, like self-help, self-development, and blah, blah, blah. But I don't read marketing books. I rather take a course. So I was like, this guy is different. He would rather read a book about branding, about strategy, instead of taking a course on strategy. So why? Why
No,
that
it's like
contrast?
because again, on one hand, I think courses are very limited in what they can approach. Because let me bring down like two. This word, this is Ogilvy on advertising.
Yeah.
It's basically around rule breaking from Ogilvy himself, right, on his approach to advertising in the 70s. Quality book. You're never going to see a course on this because most of these ads are from 70s, 80s.
Hmm.
Nobody's going to take you on a course on this, right? And the reason why I like that era of marketing is that it's copywriting led. It's heavy on copywriting. Great at creatives, but very, very heavy on copywriting. It's so great that even the Nigerian ads at that time, from not really at that time, but like maybe a couple years earlier, the 90s, late 80s, by them SO and U, Insights, and the rest, they're also very copywriting driven, very heavy on copy. You see some that Archiving NG has posted, and you notice that the creatives are great, but like the copy is bang on, it's perfect. So that's why I can't take a copywriting course, right? Because I don't think I'm going to get what I'm looking for. I'm going to get again a formula, and I don't want to get a formula. I want to get an experience. Hence why I'm better off reading books.
Hmm.
I mean, my current problem is B2B marketing, right? Because one, the city I'm in is very B2B driven. Aberdeen, it's an oil and gas, primarily oil and gas city. So most of the clients here are like oil and gas, maritime, engineering related. So anybody building a product is building a product for those industries. So anyone doing marketing for them has to do B2B marketing. It's just the norm, like it's
Mm.
like Glasgow or London where B2C is the majority of what you're building. Then before I left Wella Health was moving from a B2C product to a B2B product. It's now basically a B2B product and it's making so much money and impact in that
Yeah.
direction. And my problem was I couldn't nail B2B marketing. I wanted to take courses on it, but they just felt less than enough. And it just felt like something serious was lacking from those courses. And then I went and bought Humanizing B2B not too long ago. Another very great book. But before then um I started reading other books on brand building and I started picking out points. They were B2C driven, but like I started picking out certain points that would help me for whenever I'm building a B2B strategy. So I just rather pick information from books instead of courses. Courses feel very condensed, right? Um, Again, they're going to teach you a formula. They're going to teach you what the person knows. Yes, books are
Yes.
written by what people know, but this is what? How many pages? I'm not finished this book yet. This is 189 pages of B2B marketing. So anybody that's going to take this as a course is going to do plus or minus 2 months. It has to just be a class. It can only be a class. It can't be a course.
Because it can be a course. Yes.
So yeah, that's really why I just rather read books instead.
Do you find it weird? I've seen other people.
No, I don't find it weird to pick books over anything because again, my parents are like very good readers. My parents are very avid readers. Um, my mom worked at Xerox. My dad has been in oil and gas for plus or minus 30 years. My mom worked at Xerox, then worked at Starcoms. She was a sales lead in Starcoms for South and Southeast. So the first time I read Psychology of Selling by Anne Tracy was from her shelf. I was like 13 or 14 when I read that book.
Oh my.
So, so reading is really not strange. I've always seen books as like the first point of contact for it. My mom was
So everything.
very, very religious. And she had this massive 6 layer shelf in her room and it was religious books from layer 6 to layer 3. Just religious books all the way. And I read 90% of them to be fair.
Oh my god.
It's like I think yes, we had I grew up with the internet, I grew up with a desktop, I grew up with laptops around me, but I didn't have a phone. So when there was no light, that was my source of entertainment. And
You,
my dad
you,
did
you,
a lot of
you,
books on his own end.
wow. Do you recommend that for a better upbringing?
Honestly, yes. I honestly would recommend reading as a better way to develop a marketing career. Any career, to be honest, because every career you have to write in every career. And the best way to learn how to write is to read. Do you get? So I still think reading is the best way to approach anything you're doing.
Back to copywriting. How were you able to get good at copywriting?
Hmm. I don't like answering. I don't like talking about this question because I would lie to you. I don't know.
I'm writing copies currently, and I'm like, nah, copywriting is hard.
No, yes, it's hard if you follow the formula. It's hard, but like I don't like following rules. So I need to always look for how to say something in a way that one feels natural and feels like something I would say to whoever my audience is if I'm talking to them face to face. Um, what was that? Yeah, I said I don't like talking about
That's
why.
how you get good at it.
So I don't think I'm like good at copywriting, but I've seen really amazing copywriting. Right?
Maybe you are comparing yourself to Ogilvy.
Hope probably, but like
Yeah, that's why.
again, I just think the best way to do copywriting, yes, there are formulas, and I don't doubt those formulas. I don't doubt those processes, but still within and knowing those processes, the best way I have considered as like quality copywriting always comes from how do you sound when you're talking to somebody. Do you get? So that's what copywriting is. At its barest bones to me, what can you say to convince somebody in a way that they would relate to? And yeah, that defines what quality copywriting is for me.
You learn copywriting from books, right? Since you're a book person.
Copywriting for who?
From you learn copywriting from books.
No, at all. You learn from books.
Where did you learn?
I learn from looking at old ads.
You have, you have this you have these weird ways of learning these things. Everybody learn copywriting from books.
Yeah, but no, because like the best copywriting is from old ads from the 2000s backwards. In fact, from like 2008 backwards, before digital became mainstream. That's where you would find the best copywriting. So I just want to look at that and see how to replicate it in another space. So old creatives, old billboards, old newspaper ads, old what do you call it now? Old magazine ads, old just really old ads. Like to be fair, my Pinterest these days is just old ads. Because that's all I've been looking at. That's all I look at on Pinterest.
Wow.
Like, take for example something that used to be a trend where they would have the product image, right? Have a headline,
Yes.
and have like a brief 150 to 200 character sub copy, right? If you do that on digital these days, people tell you, oh, it's not catchy, it's not immediate, people can't get it. Well, I've seen it work. In fact, I've done it and it worked for me. I didn't even use it. I just use headline and text. If you're going to do that today, you have to make it like your brand statement.
Yes.
Putting that kind of content should be like a brand statement, right?
Statements. Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily sales, but it's just you telling people this is who we are, this is what we do, this is how we work. Very, very straightforward. That kind of copywriting might not work in modern day because attention span. Attention span. But if you take that and then layer it on web copy, perfect. If you take that style of copywriting and then put it in your sales copy for your website or your product description, perfect. So I just rather read. Plus, then they didn't have like the problems we have today of yes, they had the problems of like legal, but like they didn't have problems of representation. They didn't have problems of finding ads that like speak to everyone or speak to a specific person and all of that. They just said what they felt about the product and how they think you tied into the belief of that product, and that was it. It felt really, really honest and bare bones to me. So that's really why I like those older ads.
You think marketing is honest? I think marketing people lie.
Marketing is honest. The best form of marketing is honest. Yes, they are. How do I call? They are terrorists in marketing.
No, they lie. Marketers are liars.
No, they are terrorists amongst us, right? But it's a spectrum. It depends on where do you want to place yourself in marketing. Yes, your product may not be all that, but you need to still sell it eventually. Salespeople, you can basically say salespeople lie, but the reason why they can lie like that is because there's a foundation set by marketing that's like said, okay, this is what we are. You're going to now convince people to buy into this idea that we already are, right? So is it technically lying? No, it's not lying. But is it brand building? Yes, it is brand building.
Something that is not A, and you're saying it is A. This thing is not A.
I'm just saying, I can't give you say for example, if you're buying the best way to sell male perfumes these days is it's a way to get a babe, right? I'm not saying that my Dior perfume, I'm Dior now. I'm not saying Dior Sauvage is going to get a babe. I'm just saying I can help you if you smell it. That's really just it. I can boost your confidence just a little bit. You do the finishing work, but like, I'm just supporting. So whoever is the salesperson at like a a perfumer now that sees, okay, Dior Savage now, that's the perfume I want to recommend to this person. You're going to come from that aspect of, hey, this works. Everyone likes this perfume. It doesn't do bad. If you're looking to make a statement without sounding too obnoxious, this is the perfume for you. And it's now down to your personality. Are you trying to be the loudest person in the party or the loudest person at that event to get the attention of someone? If you're not, then that might be the perfume for you. Do you get? So it's really just down to how can I tie my brand into a belief, right? And then how can I make that brand a way to get to that belief, not the belief itself.
Thank you, Gary. It's been interesting, though. I something came in my mind that I said earlier that you you are trying to chase the new no, the new. It's like okay, this is the normal way marketing is done. What is the new thing? If you can chase that, you stay ahead. So how do you stay ahead? How do you stay ahead of the trends? How do you stay ahead of that now?
You cannot stay ahead, though. You can only hope to be ahead. That's the truth. You can't stay ahead. You can only hope to be ahead because um which what example would I use? Canva, yes, that Canva OH creative that they did
Yeah.
recently, where they deconstructed a Canva what do you call it, the Canva live panel, and then put many design quirks into it. Oh, make the logo bigger, all of those things. Those are conversations that people have with designers every day. In fact, I've had that conversation on make the logo. I've used that exact word on Wednesday. Yes. Told the designer make the logo bigger. And then we started laughing about it, right? Because and we're doing it in Canva, and that's what we're doing it in Canva. I was like, make the logo bigger. So that that was a very great creative because they took a regular conversation that people always have with designers, and then they tried to visualize that conversation in a format that is not normal. That's something that would work well if it's like a short creative for ads, digital ads. But they took it and they made it a billboard, a static creative, not even a what do you call this digital billboard, a physical billboard,
Happy word.
3D physical billboard. So they pushed. What they did there was that the studio that worked on it, I forgot the name of the studio, Studio Minx or something, here in the UK. They pushed what we believe, or rather what we know as everyday advertising, right? This is billboard advertising. They pushed it. Everyone knows already. You, I've done a campaign in the UK for Wella Health, for a different brand under Wella Health, Health Sense, and we worked with JCD Code. They gave us a book on these are the 10 rules to basically do a campaign in the UK, right? Number one, use very high saturated colors to get people's attention. One of the other things they also mentioned was having as little copy as possible, right? Don't say everything about your brand inside that one ad. And if you look at most of the UK ads, they don't say a lot. I mean, UK is
Yes.
like the heaven of advertising, to be fair, because man, people here they think compared to the US, the guys in the UK they're on a different wave. So
Mm.
I'm very sure that Canva already, the guys on the studio that worked at the agency that worked on that Canva, they already know all these things. They already know all these things, right? But then
Yes.
how do we think outside of the box? How do we push the envelope a little further, right? So we visualize the conversation instead. So how do I now stay ahead of the curve? It's consuming things like that. The more, if so, I have a chain of friends. My Instagram is basically just marketing stuff at this point. That I forward things to a lot, right? And we have brief conversations
Position.
around it, right? So it's things like that that push you. Okay, what are you consuming that's helping you redefine what already exists, right? If I've not seen old ads or I've not seen great advertising like that has been done before in like the 70s or the 60s or the 50s, I would not know what great copy can look like. Do you get?
Yes.
So it's what do you consume that helps you redefine what already exists today. So now, I made mention of that Magnum ad for the ice cream, and I already tied it into a completely different product that was not an ice cream but a razor blade company, Manscaped, a personal hygiene company, Manscaped. Different niche, different audience, the same approach. So it's watching how other people have done it, taking it in, redefining it, and then giving a better output somewhere else.
As simple, as simple as that. As simple as Gary is making it seems. It is hard, though. You people should.
Yeah, still like an artist. Yes, that's the book. Still like an artist.
Yeah.
There's just a book for that.
See, like an artist, and I like the book. It's very short and very straightforward.
Then there's a longer version of the book. Where is that?
There is. Oh, I read the short
It's not the
one.
same book. It's just the same idea. All marketers tell stories by Seth Godin.
Okay, maybe I'll buy that.
Yeah, it's the same concept, but much more detailed.
I like that. I want the detail. I want the detail. The magic is in the detail.
Yeah.
The magic is in the detail. All right, Gary, it's been awesome talking to you. I want to ask you, which campaign have you worked on that makes you think about it? That when you think about it again and say, I overdid myself in this campaign.
Talking about working that I did that. I don't have that campaign yet.
Hmm.
I don't have that
But,
campaign
but you've done great stuff.
yet. I've done good things. Not great yet. I've done great. I've not done great yet.
You're trying to stay humble.
No, I'm not. No, it's not. It's not me trying to stay humble. It's just I've not done great yet. I've really just done good. Because again, I still haven't gotten a chance to take a brand from zero to hero
Hmm.
the way I want to do it. Right. I think the best thing, the closest thing to that, it's still very far, but like there's some distance in it. It's NGX. Before that, it should have been a campaign I was part of for Spotify. Like the static creatives they had for that campaign, the copies for it. That's like where my strength shown the first time. To be fair, I was not even thinking in the same direction as we had rules to follow for the campaign because obviously you have legal, you have things you can't say, things you can't say. And there's a specific message they wanted to drive. So like there was already the list of rules. You can't really go further than that. So it was not reshaping the thought process for some of those things, right? So yeah, I've done good work, but great work. I've not done great work yet.
You definitely do great work. Let me ask you this very funny question. Why do you choose the lemon color for your brand, personal brand?
No reason. Just high
You're a
contrast blue
strategist.
works.
You're a strategist, so don't tell me no reason. I know there's a
No,
strategy behind it.
no, no. Honestly, there's actually no strategy behind it. It's just I like blue, and blue shouts better on yellow. So it was a contrast thing. That's really just why. There was really I didn't deep it. I didn't
You
really
didn't,
deep
you
it.
didn't dip it.
I really did not. To be fair, I still don't think I have a personal brand yet. Why sort of have one?
No, if I see that lemon kind of color anywhere, I'll think Gary. You know
Fair
what?
enough.
It's as simple as that. Everybody knows that anytime you come on Twitter and post on carousels, it's always in that color. It's the color that's right
Yeah, I've
at
not
your
posted
back.
carousels in a while, but yeah.
Yeah, you do post carousels. Yeah, I read those carousels, man. I read those carousels. It's always in that color. Your header banner is in that color. You know, anytime I see that color, I think you. It's kind of significant because you don't see that color everywhere. You kind of see blue. You see people using blue a
Yeah.
lot. You see blue everywhere. Like I can't think of blue now, and I would niche it to one person personal color. You see red, you see Tony Odumelu, and all of those guys.
Yeah.
But the lemon kind of thing is kind of different. It's kind of different.
Thank you. Honestly speaking, it was technical reasons. Just the blue was bright on what do you call it? On that color, so it just made perfect sense.
Okay, how do you manage prayer from management when your marketing strategy is not being fine?
Very very horrible question to ask me at this point in my career. Because very horrible question to ask me. One thing One thing I'm really known for is to put pressure on management. If anything, we don't work well. We don't really work that well together, right? Well, there's an ego thing inside of it. If I know something is going to
It's
turn out
correct.
like
Something
this,
is right.
don't make me try to debate around ifs or not. Or I don't want to do all of that. I hate corporate politics too much, and I hate having to constantly try to prove that what I'm saying makes sense to somebody. I
This is
really
right.
hate it.
It's right. Trying to
But
prove it to
again,
somebody you feel is not an authority in that particular.
yeah, but then again, I started working at like 20. Well, to be fair, I started working corporate at like 22, 22, 23.
Right.
So maybe I was younger then. To be fair, I'll just chop it up to frontal lobe are not developed yet. But like now, I will just reason with you. I will try to reason with you. But I'm still learning to be fair because I'm not the best person to when it works. I'm not going to come on here and say, "Oh, this is how I." I'm not going to lie to you because am I a great person to work with? Yes, but when we
Yes.
clash, I'm not a great person to work with.
Especially when you want to say, wait, when the debate is not about ideas, like, oh, this idea has to fly.
Yeah, it's really just around that because, again, somebody's going to see this. He was the account manager on basically every account I worked on while I was at Anaco. And he will tell you for a fact there's a reason you will never see me in a conversation with the clients.
Mm.
I would execute the work, but I won't be in that conversation with the clients. Because odds are I will say something to something that they've said and it won't just turn out very great.
Mm.
So even personally I try not to because again, if you're passionate about something, um it will feel like an emotional attack when somebody is criticizing your work. It will feel somewhat personal when somebody
Yeah.
is criticizing you. But if you're very passionate about something, so I do tend to get extremely passionate about the things I'm
Yes.
working on because I like to work. If I don't believe in something, I'll tell you straight up that I don't believe this thing is good, and I will not work on it. Right? If I do believe, so anything I work on, I genuinely believe that there's something here to dig, and I'm willing to put my all into it. Right? So sometimes it does feel like it's a personal attack. But I've learned now that it's not a personal
But,
it's not a personal attack, but it does feel like that. And again, I can't answer that question yet because
yeah.
there's still a lot of building I'm doing on that aspect right now.
If you're a marketing newbie, if you have restarted your marketing career, what will you do differently?
Nothing. Nothing. Only that I would have started earlier. Nothing. Because
Okay, if you're a
I was a
marketing
law
newbie
student.
now, how will you approach marketing right now?
Right. Come again?
If you're a marketing newbie right now, how will you approach learning? You can, there's AI now. You can just say prompt. You can prompt copy outside, but I don't think that's the best way to learn.
I mean, you can prompt, but I've also come to realize and accept that it's not as if AI is wrong. It's just if you're already good at something or you understand that thing you're prompting well enough, you can tell when what is giving you is mediocre.
Yes, or what when is
Because
good.
again, AI is anything you're prompting is basically giving you the best and acceptable response based off of a large data set. It has looked at every possible response and said, you know what, this is the best average possible response I can give to you. Do you get? Sometimes it might be if you're already good in the field, it might point out things that you would not even think about, right? And that could help. But you have to be good in the field. So if I were to advise someone that's starting in marketing now, go to Nigerian Open University, right? All of their content on mass communication, read everything. Because it is publicly available, you can go and read it. I did that in uni a lot. Paired with my school notes, I was going to Noun website and I was reading their own lecture notes there because it was written by most of it for mass comm. I don't know about other courses. Most of it for mass comm was written by covenant lecturers. So I was reading that as well as my again, I had very beautiful and In fact, my lecturers were too much for me. That's even why I'm somewhat interested in
Yeah.
marketing. They were really, really
You,
good.
you, you studied marketing.
No, I read Mascom. Mascom is marketing.
Well, it is. It is. It is. You're just communicating to mass people, abi,
No,
to a large
how,
number of people.
so there are like seven
Is that
different
not?
fields inside of Mascom. They don't want
Uh,
to break it. I don't know why. Mascom should be a department, not a discipline. It
mm,
should be a department, not a discipline. But like there's journalism inside. I had to do journalism because my lecturers were journalists. I think, in fact, the the only person to have interviewed Awolowo one on one for Concord newspaper, Dayo Duile, now Professor Dayo Duile, was my lecturer. So like quality of journalism content was up there. To be fair, my person that taught us branding, brand management, was a Boston consultant from is a consultant from BCG, Boston Consulting Group. Had the best of both worlds. To be fair, yeah, add quality work. Don't know,
yeah.
man. But then it was still down to if you're starting afresh now, just go to now. Yeah, lecture notes are available publicly. Go to now and read the stuff that's there, then read books as well. The first your first 6 to 8 months, just read, download, and take in as much as possible because then you can say, oh, you want to take a course in paid advertising for performance marketing. Fine, okay, you go into meta, you understand how meta works, but you don't know what a good ad is. You don't know what makes a good ad, right? You see, okay, this person has done this type of marketing now, but you don't know the principles behind it, why this is working. If you don't understand the principles, you cannot replicate it properly. So you need to still go down and like even if you're up to like associate level in marketing, I will still tell you to go and do the same thing. Go back and like read a lot more on the things around market. And I'm not saying this because I'm doing my masters now. I'm saying it because that's what I've been doing since. If you know me, you know that there's always one book I'm writing about. There's one thing I'm currently reading. Listen to podcasts, like quality podcasts on marketing, where ideally interviews, especially interviews. There was one podcast I listened to, can't remember the name right now, but they had on the social media lead for Duolingo. Quality work. The thing she said, I've finished that podcast, but I finished it like 4 times. Because
Mm,
every time I go back to it, I'm picking up one new thing. Because while I'm listening to it, I've read other things. So I'm now seeing, oh, this is what she was referring to when she said that, and that might now become a new reading for me for that week or something. So just consume quality content from marketing. So books, hmm, I would love to recommend books, but like what's like the
yes.
best one I can recommend
Recommend,
when you want to
please.
start? If you can lay your hands on Strategic Brand Management by Kevin Lane Keller, that would solve all of your marketing needs for any new
Mm. Even
because everything is
for
inside.
senior B self.
Even for seniors, like just very quality book on brand building. Right. Then yeah, start from there. You would if you start reading that book, you start seeing where you need to find focus for.
As we wrap up, Gary, I will I'll ask some questions. You just tell me. I can say football, for example. Do you watch football?
Arsenal fan since '05.
Uh, so I can say football player, for example. You tell me the best, like not the best, the one you like the most, something like that.
mm, hmm.
All right. Are you ready?
What do I like the most? Okay, so different eras, right? There is Messi for me up there.
Mm-hmm.
Then under Messi would be Neymar, Thierry Henry. Um, who again falls in that category? Iniesta. Then my current best footballers for this generation would be Saka, obviously. Saka is there. Who again is in that category? There are not so many great footballers for me right now. Like Saka
Yeah.
is just there. And well, if you notice, the kind of footballers I like tell a lot of the things I like. These are all creative footballers. they're all creators. Yeah.
Creative man.
Yeah,
Yes.
to be fair, in football, I rather watch creative midfielders or very energetic strikers. Because again, maybe it's the marketing thing speaking, but like I see
Yes.
midfielders as the prime strategies for anything. If your
Mm-hmm.
midfield setup or your midfielders are not as expansive thought wise and football IQ wise, you would not have a very great team. And it's also the reason why almost all of the best managers in this generation of managers are all midfielders.
Mm. Correct. All right. Social media.
Hmm. My social media, what I like about social media,
Like, which of the social medias do you like? Do you like
oh,
the
it's
most?
Twitter. There's nobody comes second or third. It's just Twitter first, second, third. Then others.
Interesting. Interesting. Marketing personality.
I don't have any. I don't have
Mm.
any. There's nobody in marketing that I look up to. I like people's work. I don't think I like people. I just like the work.
Marketing book.
There's so many. I've mentioned so many books, but I would recommend Breakthrough Advertising. Anybody at any center of wherever you find yourself in marketing, Breakthrough Advertising is the book for you to read. I'm just trying to get the author's name. This is weird because I've been reading this book and I don't know the author's name. Eugene Schwartz. Yeah, Eugene Schwartz. Breakthrough Advertising.
Right.
That's I would recommend that book any day, anytime, anywhere.
Mm. Interesting. Fintech or health tech?
Health tech, Wella Health. There's not because I've worked there, but
There's money. There's money in fintech, Gary. You don't want money?
honestly speaking, I think I just think the bottlenecks for fintech here, they are good, but they've solved basically all of my personal problems. So I don't think there's any interest in what they do. All of them have solved my problems, right? Because again, I moved from Wella Health as my primary bank to Access as my primary bank, and now, um, well, my primary bank is not a Nigerian bank anymore, but the Nigerian bank I interact with the most is Paga because of Lemfi, and I don't have a problem with it. It's still doing what I was doing before, the way I want to do it. So I really don't have a problem with any. I don't have there's no premier feature right now. But however, I would say Money Points Money World is currently like the best fintech products to me because of convenience. Because they're the only one that ties their features to my Apple card. So I don't need to input card or to deposit money in it and all that. I just use my Apple Pay and money moves in, money moves out the way I want. So I'm good. So that
Interesting.
Wella Health superior. I don't think there's any product that comes second to none. I'm not even good. Because like, what
What
do
do
you mean
Wella Health
you've
do?
done?
What do they do?
So right now it's still health tech, right? But right now the main focus is around bringing the health tech services into as many products as possible as like an add-on service. So, their biggest partner right now is last I heard, their biggest partner publicly is PalmPay. So if you're a PalmPay user with 500 naira a month, you have access to at least the basics for health insurance. Then you can
Wow.
scale it up as you want.
Mm.
I think they're currently reaching like 7 million Nigerians at the moment, and insane
That's
work.
interesting. So they're
Insane
the
work.
go-to brand for health insurance.
Exactly.
Mm.
I mean,
Interesting.
they have 2,500 pharmacies, and by pharmacies I don't mean one MedPlus and one branch of MedPlus. No, the entire MedPlus chain is one pharmacy. The entire
Mm.
MedX chain is one pharmacy.
Anywhere. Oh,
So
interesting.
yes, reach is anywhere. So all of the HMOs use their services, their tech services internally to assist with their products in and all of the things they're building out for their own clients. So it's very B2B, B2C, somehow. if you use Reliance a lot and you're ordering drugs on Reliance, it's a Reliance Health that's doing the delivery for you.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting
So yeah,
stuff. Man,
lovely
you've done
business.
interesting stuff. Lovely business, yeah.
So
B2B,
I didn't do.
B2C.
I no, I did not do Wella Health though. It's Docneto
No,
that
I
did
mean,
Wella Health. It's Docneto that did Wella Health.
yeah, I know, right? I know. You work there. You work there. You find it very interesting. Do
Yeah,
you
no, I
think?
like it.
Yeah. Do you think people get good at what they do when they love it, or do you think
Hmm.
money can drive somebody to that? I mean, for marketing now, will you get so good at it if you could just fall in love with it, or
Both,
if the money you can extract from it is very high?
both,
Which is the
both.
major driver?
It depends on the person, but both. And I'll use two examples for the money drivers. Harry Obi and Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale does not like football. He likes golf. But is he one of the best footballers to ever touch that pitch? Yes. He had the talent and he built the talent to the absolute best. Do you get? Was money a significant driver? Oh, definitely. Money was the significant driver, even.
Yes.
But did that stop him from being a mediocre player? No, it made him an even better player. Again, because he already has the mindset of being a winner. So he went there to win, even though it wasn't the thing he was in love with, in quotes. Harry Obi, he loves marketing, right? But the money he makes from marketing is really the driver. Do you get? So, and again, he has a winning mindset.
Yes.
And he started from journalism, so I won't lie. People that start from journalism to marketing, they always become great marketers because they understand the psychology of what it takes to convince someone to engage with something, which is basically the foundation of anything marketing wise, right? So, but then he has a winning mindset. Money is the goal for him, but that winning mindset is what makes him go take anything he's working on from zero to hero. And for me, personally, it's passion. If I don't like that thing, I'm not going to be interested.
You love it.
If I don't
That's
like something, I can get a job offer, and if I really don't like what I will be working on there, I'm not going to be down. Yes, so I don't have the money I'm looking for right now, but if certain agencies knock on my door, I may not respond.
You get it. I get it. You really want to do that work that you call now. I did this.
Exactly, but it's still down to do you have a winning mindset?
Yes.
Whether you're passionate or motivated by money. I'm also motivated by money, but I love marketing. So whether you're passionate or you're motivated by money, do you have a winning mindset in general as a baseline to execute, and you will do well.
Problem. Thank you, Gary. It's been about more than an hour talking to you.
Yeah,
What will you leave us with? Any message to the world?
message to the world. Just do you. Really, just do you. In anything, just do you. And follow your guts more than you follow the fundamentals, in quotes. Follow your guts more than you follow that. Because if everybody is doing something, or if there's the set way to do something, that means everybody is doing it. That means that thing is mediocre, right? So try it. If your gut tells you this same thing, different approach, follow it. And always try to be outside. Don't try to be within a safe zone. Always try to be outside. You have a brand that has come to you for a particular service, or they're trying to do something good on socials. Force them, fight them, but push them outside. Let them try to do something that is still within the industry standard, but in a different light. It feels fresh, it feels new. Always try to push the boundaries, whatever you're working on. So yeah.
Thank you, Gary. It'd be nice talking to you.
Thank you so much.